because GWS gets a huge win over Adelaide, beating them by my lucky number 67 points in this one. And they follow up a good game, as I alluded to earlier, with the Western Bulldogs. They only get better, and they carry that momentum into this round, and they absolutely put a walloping on these Crows, helped by their savior, making his GWS debut, Jesse Hogan. First game after being traded from Frio last year, and thank you so much. 1 week at a time. Your club is really helping out the Giants right now. He scores 4 goals in this one, leads the match in his first game of the season, and the season looked lost. I have hope, Donnie. It might be false hope, might be false confidence, but it is there nonetheless. GWS might be looking at a finals berth if they're able to keep this up.
You're only 4 points back out of the finals after that win, so I'm the hopes are still there, and the debut of Jesse Hogan. Jesse Hogan has absolute field day on an Adelaide Crows team that I think are finally starting to fall back.
Mm-hmm.
I think they started off the season well. They've fallen back. Tex Walker is not as hot as he was early in the season, and the great return of Lockie Whitfield from his liver laceration. And he has a great return in this game for the GWS Giants. They are getting some of their superstars back. They're getting healthy, and they're winning games of footy.
And they got Toby Green till 2026. Just got put out there. Hell yeah, great choice.
And they re-signed him, which is I think a great piece of business. I honestly, in our messaging that we had earlier, I think he's the captain going forward.
Yes.
I think Canelio. I think they convince Canelio to step down as the captain. I think it would be best for the club if they let Toby Green continue to stay. But this is just a great Giants performance. I mean, they showed why there's still people that were saying that this team has the talent, that they shouldn't be 15th and lower. They should be right there around 8th, 9th, 10th. They should be in the finals discussion. So for them to get another big win, like I said, they're only 4 points out of the playoff spots after this round. I mean, this is a Giants team. I think they're starting to hit their stride at just the right time. And they've still got guys, Davis, DeBoer, still to come back. So this is the GWS team that's going to be a threat to teams in the comp for the rest of the season.
They're going to be making big noise as we head towards the finals later in the season. But one team that's trending the opposite way is the Adelaide Crows. And their hot start to the season, they started off 3-1. It's looking like a thing of a past at this point. So I have to ask, Donnie, were they contenders or are they just pretenders? Because they're only 3 wins of the season, or over Geelong. That was at the beginning of the season. That's when it was a lot more of a questionable Geelong team that was not fully healthy. They beat Gold Coast, a team that's looking a little better now, but at that point was in shambles. And then they have a win over North Melbourne, which is the current wooden spoon for the league. What do you think about this?
This is an Adelaide team. I agree with you. They started off really well, and I think their schedule really helped them out. Their only blemish in the first 4 games was that tough game against the Swans, and even as a diehard Swans fan, I had to admit if Adelaide kicked straight, that would have been a much different game.
Yes,
it was. But I think the Crows' inexperience and young talent is starting to kind of be exposed in these last few games a little bit. Are they hitting the wall that I think the Swans players were hitting a few rounds ago? We'll really have to see. I believe that the game is starting to come back to the way it was with the coaching staffs. And is Matty Nick's style, was it more beneficial when the game was wide open ball, fast moving footy? Now that the game's kind of tightened up a little bit, and a lot of these coaches have kind of figured out defensively how to keep the ball from going down the field, down the field. I think Matty Nix is one of those coaches that might pay for it because the game is not open. It doesn't help his team as much as it did early in the season.
Yeah. Man. I'm going to go with this GWS team, though. I'm super excited about the next round, and then we'll be giving our predictions here soon enough.